r/AskReddit, what's the strangest/weirdest thing you've ever seen/experienced that you still have no explanation for? When I was a young boy, there was a period of time late at night where I would hear the faint sounds of children playing and a ball being bounced outside of our house in our driveway. Every time I would peek out the window, the sounds would cease and nobody was ever outside. This went on and off for years. When I was a child, I saw a black sphere rising in the sky. It was going straight up and I lost sight of it. It was very strange. Likely weather balloon. In college, I woke up one night at around 2 a.m. and started getting dressed. I never once questioned why. Then a friend called to tell me she was at a party on a bad acid trip and needed me to go pick her up. Somehow, I got up and started getting ready to go before she even called to ask. During college, I had started moving into a new apartment with 2 roommate buddies that were out of town for the summer, so the first week I had the whole place to myself. In that first week I had a couple half-empty 6-packs and a half-empty 12-pack of Coke in the fridge. I went to a concert, came home at 3 a.m., and someone rearranged and consolidated the beers and Cokes into one 6-pack. Almost 20 years later, my best guess is the prop management sent a cleaner without notifying me. No idea how that could have happened. 2 years ago I was sitting outside with my family at nighttime. We noticed a small white light moving above our heads and at first thought it was maybe a helicopter way up in the sky because we couldn't hear it, but then it started moving more erratically and we realized it was flying just above our heads but still completely silent. I wasn't even drinking that night, so it wasn't that. Never found out what was flying above us, and as far as I know we don't have lightning bugs in northern Wyoming. Traveling abroad in college. I was walking the streets of Munich around midnight one night, no one else around. My friend and I saw this creature across the street from us, just looking at us. It was the size of a medium-sized dog, but kind of looked like a cross between a raccoon and a badger. It was so fucking strange. I've looked at wildlife guides for Bavaria, and there is nothing remotely like what we saw. To this day, I have no idea what creature that was. It would be considerably outside of their range, but maybe a wolverine? January 2010, in a Waffle House at 2 a.m. with my date and her friend. The staff handed us keys, told us to watch the restaurant, and they all left for about half an hour. We'd already been there for a few hours and weren't leaving soon anyway. No reasons were given and no questions were asked. They came back and comped our bill. 12 tenths. I love Waffle House. Staff orgy. Bunch of 20-year-olds in the woods on all fours chasing, biting, and barking at each other. I'll go first. When I was around 10 years old I saw a skunk in my backyard, New Mexico. I thought, that's cool. When I got closer for a better look I spooked it. It jumped and pulled out a pair of wings from its abdomen and started flapping away like a fucking bird. I was in disbelief. I ran inside to tell my mom and she hit me with the "damn, that's crazy." Probably not the strangest thing, but definitely a WTF moment. Bat. Well, if only you had phone back then. My great-grandparents had this enormous house that was notoriously haunted. Everyone in the family had an experience. It had an upstairs apartment with a kitchen. My cousin and I were up there opening all the drawers and cabinets to see what was inside. We turned around to mess around with something on the table, then all of a sudden, every single drawer and cabinet slammed shut. I never ran so fast in my life. Camping in remote area in Maine. Awoke to a sound in the night. It was a soft sound almost like a flute, but obviously not. I unzipped the front of the tent and saw an object about 5 to 6 feet long, maybe 4 to 5 inches in diameter. It was floating about 6 feet off the ground and moving slowly. I watched until it disappeared into the trees. The most amazing thing. One day in 1991, a beautiful woman married me. Lights rotating in the sky above East London. They just looked like stars, or maybe satellites at first glance, but they were moving as though they were connected. I watched them for a while and realized the lights would disappear at the top of the cycle, then reappear again at the bottom like it was a giant rotating pitch black thing with these little starlights on. I've seen videos of the same thing you're talking about, also filmed in London. Was featured on an episode of some paranormal activity show. I can't recall if it was a dream or reality, but it almost feels like I've seen this question reposted a gajillion times in the past day. Yeah, AskReddit is a loop of like 4 to 5 different story questions. Damn furries. Time stopped for me and my cousin for the length of a song while walking on the street. That didn't true. I went out at night and I saw a dude causally up in a tree and pissing and letting it hit the ground. I won't ever be going out at 12 p.m. in a forest again. Well, the kitchen was in complete disarray as I heard some scrambling going on. I was home alone. Did you have pets? I moved into an apartment in Arlington, Texas with my girlfriend in 1982. We were both in the bathroom cleaning when one of us dropped a small key on the floor. We heard it go clink on the floor. We looked, and looked, and looked. Not that there was really anywhere to look. A flat, hard tile floor. A flat rug right outside the bathroom door. No holes or crevices it could have fallen into. We never found the key and have never been able to state a rational theory about what happened to it. Old Christian woman told me very specific details about sins I was doing that nobody else had any idea about, some of which was just in my head. I mean very specific. A king and queen dancing on the foot of my bed. I don't believe in ghosts. I can't think of any explanation as to why this question keeps mysteriously appearing on r/AskReddit time after fucking time. Was absent-mindedly stroking my Todger one day when all of a sudden some white sticky stuff came out of the end of it. Felt an immense sense of relief, mental clarity, and drowsiness. Deadly nightshade. Crazy experiences, but the amnesia is a deal breaker. Kids, stay away from anticholinergics. New players on gaming subreddits asking for tips, or how to play. At what point did the wonder of trying something new disappear? Probably right after video games were invented. I remember people sharing tips over the cafeteria table. Asking for help is as much a part of the human experience as discovery is. R/not dear. WTF. When I was living in Pakistan, at around age of 16, I had to go to train station around midnight to catch a train. I was scared shitless as it was a long scary walk. We had our neighbor's dog who would patrol the street at night and I used to randomly pet him and feed him. I casually asked the dog if he wanted to walk me to the station and he randomly tagged along. Most random and satisfying experience ever. Knowing dogs, that's wholesome but not exactly strange or weird. I was home alone most of the day once. From outside our house, I heard slap 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 quack. Slap 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 fucking quack. So I looked outside and I see this dude walking up the middle of the road in plastic swim fins/scuba fins, and every few steps he shouted quack. Dude must have been like 40 to 50 years old, too. No idea what that was about. I'm 50/50ths on whether this was drugs or a lost bet. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again. Reddit glitch out.